So we're doing an unload week this week in preparation for our next cycle, and today we're just revisiting 1RMs on, you know, kind of like the big four exercise or big four strength movements that you can do. And the way that it's set up here in the warm-up allows you to move very efficiently through, so you can get all four of these done in about an hour. We had 10 athletes in here today. We finished in 54 minutes. So the way that this is going to flow is, if you look up here, it says 5, tack 5, tack 5, tack 3, okay? This is the reps up here. And obviously there's 4 sets of reps, so it's going to be 4 rounds. So the way that it works is, the way to read this is 5 front squat for females at 45 pounds for your first round. Males would be 5 front squat at 75 pounds. So this 45 /75 represents female and male loading. The second round will be 5 again, front squats at 65 pounds and 95 pounds, okay? So that's kind of the way that it flows. There's 4 sets here of reps and 4 sets of loading, just like that. So one round would be 5 front squat, let's say the first one 5 front squat, if you're a guy at 75 pounds, and then you'll come over here, you'll do 5 kettlebell floor press at 12 kilograms. Females, you'll do 5 at 8 kilograms. And then you do the instep stretch. And then you move to your second round where you do 5 front squats at 65, 95, kettlebell floor press, 8 again, 16, men are going up, instep stretch. Third one, 3 front squat at 85, 115, 3 kettlebell floor press, 12, 20, instep. And then you'll finish your fourth round, 95, 135, 12, 20, instep. The reason we do that is so that it's more efficient whenever we get into the actual front squat. So here, today, I was able to start with just singles with our athletes, right whenever we went into the front squat 1RM. So I was able to load up my males from here to 155, 165, even 175, really with no problem. And have them hop into a single that was difficult enough to make it worthwhile to do without having to make super jumps or without having to spend a bunch more rounds just doing sets of triples or doubles. Same for females, obviously. Kettlebell floor press is going to allow you to warm up your chest a little bit so that whenever you work into your bench here, let's say you find your front squat 1RM, okay, and it ends up being, you know, your female, you end up doing about 145 or so. And whenever you roll into bench press, by the time that you switch the hooks on the rack and switch the barbell, get a bench out, all that kind of stuff, that's going to be enough time for you to rest and go ahead and start. So whenever you roll into this second max for bench, you're going to start maybe with a set of 3. And maybe you'll load on, so I had our athletes, it kind of depended on their strength. Stronger females started with 85 pounds for a set of 3. Our males started with around 115 for a set of 3. Second round, females went up 10 pounds, males went up 20 pounds. So males were at 135, females were about at 105, another set of 3. So after those 2 quick sets, then we went up another 10 or 20 pounds, and then we were right into singles. And then it only took us about 3 sets of singles to find that bench press 1RM because we had started higher and really quickly worked through some low rep stuff. Whenever we went into back squat here on 3, we were essentially able to start right with singles. So because our legs were still warm from the front squat, it's not like and about what you finish out here is going to be some fraction of what you're going to use for your first single here on back squat. So we were ready to hop right into back squat singles. So we didn't have to spend any time working up. So on back squat, I could have the male start right at, you know, anywhere from 155 to 185 depending on strength. Females could start anywhere from 95 to 135 again depending on strength. And then finally, same thing for mill press. Right when we rolled into mill press, I was able to load up females at a pretty easy single, something like 75. Males were about 95, and then we were just doing singles. So if you're just doing single reps, you're not worried about how your total volume is just getting jacked up, because you're always having to do workups before that rep. simply by doing something like this as a warm-up, then we can very efficiently treat our time here and take care of our time here as we move into these actual maxes. So we're not spending a bunch of time doing useless sets of 8 or 5 or 3. Instead, we can get as much as we can right into the singles, keep our rep volume low, find our maxes really quickly, and get out of the gym and get home.